Welcome back to the Brew Nub channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm Joey.
And with Christmas around the corner and all your other favorite winter holidays, we thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to brew another holiday ale. So this week we're going to be doing a 1-gallon Festivus Miracle recipe kit from Northern Brewer. So sit back, relax, and we'll show you how it's done.
So this kit brings your Festivus Miracle Holiday Ale, specialty grains, 2 pounds of Golden Light dried malt extract, a total of 2 packs of 3.5 grams of Columbus hops, your English dry ale yeast, 3.5 grams of sweet orange peels, a half a teaspoon of Mulling spices, Fizz Drops, and your cheesecloth. Okay, so for today's episode, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a 1 measuring container, a 12-quart stock pot, 1 hop spider, a funnel, and this one has a strainer in it. There's a thermometer here, and 2 gallons of water.
We'll also need our airlock, a spray bottle for easy sanitation, a mixing spoon, and something to ferment in that's at least 1 gallon. So before we start the steeping process, we're going to take 1.5 gallons of water and bring it between 150 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for you new brewers out there, you may be wondering why we're doing 1.5 gallons of water if this is a 1-gallon kit. As the brew goes on, you're going to end up losing a little bit of liquid due to evaporation. So if you use 1.5 gallons, by the end of the brew, you're going to hit around that 1-gallon mark. So to start the steeping process, we're going to first start off by getting our empty box. We're going to get our specialty grains, the cheesecloth, a toothpick, and scissors to cut open the specialty grain. So let's start off by cutting these open. And then we're going to open up our cheesecloth so that it's easy to pour. And then we're going to do it over our empty box so that we're making sure that we're not making a mess everywhere. So now we could kind of move the grains around, get them breathing, get them moving, tie them up. And to make sure that we're not digging these out, we're going to place these in and use our toothpick to hold it off to the side. Now what these specialty grains are going to do, they're going to add body, aroma, flavor, and color. And we're going to want to have these sit for 10 minutes. Make sure though, during that 10 minutes, you're checking the temperature range. It's okay if it goes over a little bit, but if it gets a little too excessive up there, you're going to have issues with releasing unwanted tannins, which is going to make your beer have an off flavor. So once that's steeped for 10 minutes, we're going to show you the next step. All right, so you steeped for 10 minutes. We're going to pull out the specialty grains. So you don't want to squeeze because that can also introduce tannins, which basically is an off flavor that will make your beer taste kind of like a cardboard taste. So now we're going to turn up the temperature and let the wort go up to 212.
Okay, so our temperature has reached 212. So we're going to move this from the burner. And the reason we want to move this from the burner is when we start pouring in our dried malt extract, we don't want it to stick in the bottom. Just make sure you pour it in nice and slowly. So we're going to put this back on the burner, and we're going to get this back to 212, and then we're going to put in the hops. Okay, so our temperature has reached back to 212, and we're going to put our hop spider in, and we're going to start putting in our first set of hops. And this is going to be in here for a total of 45 minutes, and within the first 15 minutes of the boil, we're going to put in our second set of hops. And then within 5 minutes left of the boil, we're going to put in the sweet orange peels, and we're only going to put half of the package. Okay, so now that our boil is done, we're going to put in our Mulling spices. Okay, so now we're going to place our wort into the ice bath, and from this point on, we want to make sure that anything that touches the wort is sanitized. And we're going to get this down to between 60 to 70 degrees because we don't want to kill the yeast.
All right, so we're getting ready to pitch these. So first off, we're going to sanitize everything. And then we're going to take our wort and we're going to pour it in. So now we're going to pitch the yeast in. We're going to spray off the package. And we're going to spray the scissors. All right, now that the dry English yeast is in, we're going to throw this on top. And we're going to start aerating the wort, which basically is a fancy word for adding oxygen. And we're going to shake this for about a minute. Alexa, 1 minute. So basically what this is doing is going to allow the yeast to multiply, and the new yeast is going to eat up the sugar, which then is going to create the alcohol. So one thing you want to make sure, you don't want to over aerate this because it can cause oxidation. So for this fermenter, all you're going to need to do is set up your airlock, throw this on top, and you're going to let that sit for 2 weeks in a cool, dark place. Now, if you're using a glass fermenter, what you're going to do is you're going to get a jar filled with sanitizer, and you're going to put in a blow-off tube on top, and you're going to allow it to sit there for 3 days, and then you're going to swap it out for your airlock and let that sit for the remainder of the 2 weeks. And then after the 2 weeks, no matter if you do it this way or you do it with the glass carboy, you're going to start doing your bottling after 2 weeks. And then after that 2 weeks is done, you'll let it go for another 2 weeks, and you'll be ready to drink your beer.
All right, so we're at the end of the brew. You just finished up your Festivus Miracle. Please like and subscribe, and until next time.
Peace. All right, so you finished up brewing your Festivus Miracle. Festivus. 1, 2, 3.
Festivus Miracle Holiday Ale. Festivus Miracle Holiday Ale. Festivus Miracle Holiday Ale.
Festivus.
Festivus. I can't say it. I don't think I can say Festivus.